To Christoph Ingenhoven's presentation. Before I introduce Christoph, I just want to give thanks to all the wonderful sponsors today. First, to Turner Construction. Thanks so much to Turner and Gensler. Let's give a big round to those folks. Also to the USGBC for helping organize the event. They did a spectacular job and got great invitations, so we sold the show out, so thank you to the USGBC. I also want to thank all those folks that bought full tables. There's a number of you, Turner Construction, Chevron, HOK, NBBJ, EHDD. Give yourselves a great big hand and thank you for coming today. I've been fortunate to have known Mr. Ingenhoven for several years now and was actually back in Germany and visited his office and several of his amazing projects. And today's show is just completely unbelievable. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to be very short on his history because he's a modest guy. He graduated from Aachen in 1984 and then started his firm up in 1985 after winning a big competition. So he's going to tell you all about his fabulous projects. And without further ado, Christoph Ingenhoven.
Microphone started? Is that working? Yeah. Good. So, hello to everybody. I have to stand somewhere here, I think. Can you see something? It might get difficult, but okay, tell me if it's difficult. Hello, thank you for the opportunity. I will run you through mainly a picture show with some comments on my side. And we see later if there is a resume about architecture and sustainability and all these difficult and important issues. This is the office I'm working with since maybe. Okay. Yeah. Can I regulate that, or is it just about the?
That's fine.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. This is the office I'm working with since nearly 25 years. It's located in Düsseldorf, in the harbor of Düsseldorf. Roughly 100 people working there. Mainly architects, just a few engineers. We are integrating the work of engineers very early in our work, and we try and we like to start from a white sheet of paper, sitting around the round table, being under equals and not being on the forefront and saying, okay, this is the design, you have to follow that and make it just happen as engineers. We respect them very much. That might come from my education from a technical university in the very west of Germany, which is Aachen, not Asian. But he will learn that. It's very easy, I think. Okay, this is the office. Form follows, for me, not one of the fashionable aphorisms like fun or like chaos or whatever. I think it follows evolution. At least in nature, and can follow evolution as well in architecture. That is very beautiful, obviously beautiful, but there's nothing what is not needed in that or on that. And it's possible to do architecture like that. You have to take some time, you have to concentrate all the abilities and all the intellectual abilities you have and the stuff and the engineers have. And I think if you're just doing the right things, then you will, at the end, have a result which is as beautiful as it can be. Is there a kind of main theme about green architecture? Yeah, one has been seen like 000. 000 could be like no waste, no emission, and no energy. This is an aim. I mean, it's very, very difficult to get there, for sure, but it's possible. And at least we can do big steps forward in that direction. And then there's another one, what we call super green. This is a little bit beyond that measuring things. This is about political responsibility. This is about equal rights. This is about equal treatment, things like that. I think you have to have a bigger picture. It's not just about saving energy. I mean, it's about saving energy, but not just about that. And it's not just about saving that by more efficiency, it's also about how you produce it and then how you make sure that you can produce that in 20 and 30 and 40 years and so on. There's one question in sustainable architecture which I'm very interested in, that is, you can make a building recyclable, but if you don't need it for more than 20 years, where's the sense in recycling it? The question of recycling is depending on the life cycle of the building. If you can use the building for 200 years, don't care about recycling it. So that is a question which has a bigger influence than just doing a recyclable house and then use it for 10 years. That is a senseless thing. One of our projects. Less. I mean, there's that famous word from Mies van der Rohe about less is more. I think you might have different things in mind, but less is definitely more. It's possible to do things with less energy, less material. You know that this kind of city is not sustainable. And the reason for that is, first of all, it is not a mixed city. The first reason is there's no residential in that city, there's not even significant shopping in that city. You have to put a lot of energy into air conditioning, there's buildings, things like that. It's not dense enough even. I mean, even that city center is not dense enough. So you have to look for very, very dense cities, much higher density than this one, and especially not that outskirts of flat single-family houses and all these things that Los Angeles, for example, Houston, Atlanta, and all these cities have. San Francisco might be better. New York is definitely, Manhattan especially, is definitely better, but not good enough. But that is all around the world the same. We are not good enough, but we could be much better. Efficiency is a very technical word in a way. And many people think that an efficient thing can't be beautiful. I think that the most beautiful things that human beings have ever made are done on basis of pure efficiency. So you would never get these people owning that boat, putting something on board which is not needed, even if it is a very, very small thing. So everything is needed, and the result is a very, very beautiful product. So I think that is possible in architecture too. When we started our office, our studio, that was in 1985, winning a competition, which is possible in Germany somehow. You get invited to competitions or you enter a public one, and if you're very, very lucky, you win one. I won one with 25, which was a problem because I didn't have stuff, I didn't have an office. I didn't have even a license as architect, so that was a different story. But at the end, somehow, in 1991, I won a competition that get then also built, and it was the RWE building in Essen. The main thing about that building is that the idea was to have a round-shaped building, good volume surface ratio, and special things in that tube. And the thing which causes main attention was a double skin. We looked for a skyscraper which is not a typical, American type skyscraper. So it should have open-level windows, operable open-level windows. It should have no fully air-conditioned interior. You should have influence on that climber as an individual working in that building. Things like that. Mainly very simple things. In normal houses, it's the most normal thing to have them. In a skyscraper, it's not known. So it was a way to go and to convince a client about that. But it was possible. This is a double skin, 50 centimeters cavity. This is a bracket design which makes it all possible. I don't want to go too much into detail because that has been published before. That is a transparency we are providing, and this is the result. Just to introduce our former work to you, and I come then to more recent works. This is a fun project in a way, based on pure construction. We did that together with a friend of mine, with Werner Sobeck, who is a quite famous engineer in Germany, a structural engineer, and we are working on these projects quite closely together. This is 13,000 triangular glass pieces, roughly 1,200 different types, and I put them together in that double-shaped round form. As a self-standing construction, you don't have to put anything additional to it. It stands for itself, very stable. This is the one element, the synergy